High school football week number 4 as we take a look at another matchup as the Millbrook Pioneers travel down to face the Skyline Hawks. Last week, the Pioneers falling 38-35 against Brentsville. Now joining me, the head coach of the Millbrook Pioneers, Josh Haymore. And Coach, I just got to ask, a tough loss, not the way your team wanted it to go, I'd imagine. But sort of what was the message to your team? I know it's early on in the season, but what was the message to your team after a game like this? And what were just some of your takeaways from the game?
Well, I thought we played a tale of two halves. I think the second half we played really a lot better than we did the first. The first half we didn't come out ready to play. We didn't do our assignments the correct way on offense and defense. We allowed a bunch of big plays. They threw the ball on a screen for a long pass. They threw a ball on a vertical route and long pass, and we didn't have our eyes in the right spots. We didn't take the right angles. Stuff that we were kind of limited with the way our county was set up this week was we missed 2 days of practice. With some things that were going along in the county and that we had to take care of as a school and whatever else. And so we were kind of burdened with that. But, that doesn't excuse, the amount of penalties that we had in the first half. And really, we had 5 or 6 in the second half that didn't help us at all. I looked at them and said, we played very undisciplined football. We did not play Millbrook football. And that's what we're really trying to focus on this week is getting back to us. Keeping the team aspect together. Obviously there's nothing broken. We just had a bad game, and fixing the things that are fixable and need to be fixed, especially the penalties and being ready for the game.
And in terms of the penalties as a coaching staff, how do you look to hone in on the problem and the solution to try to fix the penalties that are occurring, if you get what I mean?
Well, I think it's, undisciplined football is not things that, are judgment calls based off of officials. Like a pass interference of the ball is just being thrown. On film, it may not be, but in real life, a judgment call from an official is one thing, but like jumping off sides, that's an undisciplined penalty. Holding, that's an undisciplined penalty. Lining up in the backfield, that's an undisciplined penalty. So there's just things that, we had and we need to correct that it comes down to discipline. So, and doing the right thing as good as you can all the time. And I think that's, we really, as a coaching staff, even sat down tonight about making sure that we're doing those things to help them revamp that discipline. I think we play hard as all get out. The first 2 games and the second half of last game, we play really hard. We're physical. We're up front. We're physical. Tackling, we're physical, and all that stuff. It's just the fact that we're undisciplined in those things, and we need to fix it. And we call upon the seniors and the Senate and things like that. That we need to be better in that aspect.
So, looking ahead to practice this week, what is the mood? What is the mindset going into a Skyline this week? And sort of, what is your scout? What are you seeing from Skyline that you'd like to try to eliminate to bounce back and get a victory?
I think just working on us, and you hear that a lot from coaches when they lose a game. But when you have 15 penalties, you got to work on you. When you have missed assignments and blocks and tackles, like that's you. That's not a scheme thing. That's not a thing like that. It's you. We got to make sure that we're running our feet on our tackles. We're making sure that we're taking the correct pursuit angles. We as coaches, I'm talking about us as coaches, we got to make sure that our eyes are in the right spots and reading our keys every single play, that we're blocking the hip and we're doing the right things on offense and we're making the correct runs and making the correct pitches and all that stuff. We as coaches need to make sure that our kids are prepared. It's difficult when you don't have, those 2 days to practice. It's kind of taken out of your hands that way, but not using that as an excuse whatsoever. We just, that doesn't help with penalties. Or that isn't the cause of penalties. Undisciplined play is the cause of penalties and things like that, and missed assignments and having your eyes in the wrong spot. But coming back off that and seeing Skyline, they're a good football team. They got three or four athletes that can make you miss and take it to the house. You saw that in our passing game against James Wood this week. We need to hone in on us and make sure that we're making the right reads and stop them on offense, get some 3 and outs or whatever we need to do to stop them, and then be able to score on offense.
Once again, it is the Millbrook Pioneers traveling down to Skyline, part of Week 4 action across our area in high school football. As always, the head coach of the Millbrook Pioneers, always gracious for his time, Coach Josh Haymore. And Coach, as always, really appreciate all your time.
Yeah, anytime. I appreciate it.